So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song short, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
Alright, hi everyone, Martha here. So I watched Big, I think, technically for the first time. I did see clips of it when I was at a movie store once, but this is technically the first time me watching it all the way through for the first time. I did know already about the piano scene. Who doesn't know about the piano scene from this movie? That is around my age. So this is one of Tom Hanks' first movies. This is even before he did Forrest Gump. Yeah, because this movie came out in 1988, and I think Forrest Gump came out in the 90s. So yeah, and yet I always thought when he did this one and Splash, he was in his 20s, but turns out, because I looked up how old he is in this, how old he was during this movie when this movie was made. He was actually 32 when this one came out. So how old does he play Forrest Gump? And because technically, when he plays Forrest Gump, he plays Forrest Gump as a teenager. So yeah, because he starts playing Forrest Gump when he's in high school, and then so yeah, it's weird that he technically is older in Forrest Gump than he is here, and yet he plays a high schooler in that movie during the first time we see Forrest Gump. I mean, I know he doesn't play Forrest Gump for very long as a high schooler, but still, he still does it. So let's talk about this movie. This movie is about a kid named Joshua who goes to fair. He's right now, because he has a birthday during this movie while he's an adult. He is now 12 years old, and he is still very short. He goes to the fair. He wants to go on a ride with the girl he has a crush on. He finds out the girl actually is dating a boy who's probably 16. I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but if she's the same age as him, that's pretty odd. For a 12-year-old to date a 16-year-old. I really hope not. I really hope she's older than him. And this movie does take place the same exact year that came out, because the very first scene of the movie we see is one of those old computers, and he's playing an old adventure game where you make your own choices. And later on, we see him put a floppy disk into it. For all you kids out there, floppy disks for what we used to use as thumb drives. Yeah, try carrying those things in your pocket. So yeah, back during that time period, you would put papers on floppy disk, and then you would turn them into your teacher. Yeah, that's how it would work. And now they also were games and stuff like that. So it was pretty. Even though I really didn't, I've played some of these games back when I was a little kid, and I've seen some of them. So, but we never really had one of these type of computers back in the 90s, though. My grandfather did. He had one. So he tries to get on a ride where he would have to be taller. Who hasn't been in that situation before when they're a kid, and they go under a thing that they're too short for, and then the guy says on the ride, "You're too small. You can't go on it, kid. Hey, I don't make the rules." Technically you do, because you're the one in charge of the ride. So yeah, so he does make the rules. He goes to like an old fortune teller machine, which I have seen one like that at old gas station nearby. It's not exactly like this, but it's similar to this. That one's not as scary as this. This machine The fortune teller guy looks really creepy. Like, definitely when the eyes grow red. Like, geez, I would not want to mess with that kind of thing. I don't care if you make me younger or not. I'm not touching that thing. So the thing's technically not plugged in, and he wishes it to be bigger. When he goes home to sleep in the same room that his little sister's sleeping in, he wakes up. Now, Tom Hanks. And he goes in the bathroom and realizes that, oh, I'm 32 years old. I'm gonna have to go and figure out what to do. His mom thinks when he come downstairs, she thinks that he kidnaps her son, or he's trying to do something else to her. So she grabs a knife and chases her own son out the door. Jeez. And then he goes to the school and talks to his best friend. And unlike his mom, he was able to convince by singing the song that those two sing together about it. And now this beginning of the part of the movie takes place in New Jersey. And for some reason, instead of taking to a city in New Jersey, they decide to go to New York. And that's where rest of the movie takes place. And he goes to work at a toy factory, where at first he would work on the computers, and when after the piano scene, which is like the most famous part of this movie, where he does piano dancing with his new boss, he becomes the toy tester for the company that he works at, and he would test all the toys that they make. So that sounds like a pretty good job. And he would also sometimes come up with ideas when the dad from Home Alone comes to the idea to make a Transformers out of the Empire State Building. He says, "I don't get it. Why would somebody want to play with a toy? Why would a kid want to play with a toy that looks like the Empire State Building?" So they decided to make toys, the big Transformer toys that are like turned into like bugs and stuff like that, and scorpions, and they like that idea better. And then they're like a company party, and I thought at first they're gonna have him get drunk for the first time or something, but apparently not. Instead, he doesn't like the food there because he is eating too much of the food. He doesn't like the food that he eats. And one of the girls there, one of the his co-workers, whose name is Susan, who becomes his girlfriend in this show, takes him to go and get like some milkshakes and stuff like that, and also takes him to the fair, and he bought a bunch of stuff because he's definitely still a kid in an adult body, so he wastes a lot of his money he gets from this company. He buys it, but he gets an apartment because he used to stay at a hotel that was a very bad neighborhood, because you could have sworn you hear a gunshot twice when he lives at when he's staying at the hotel. And when he gets his own apartment, he has a Gumby chair, indoor trampoline, a balloon that is Godzilla one, and a bunch of other stuff. And he also has a pinball. So yeah, who doesn't do that? Even as an adult, who doesn't buy silly stuff? I'm guilty. You're guilty. So he orders. He tries to get the fortune teller thing, find out where it's gonna be again, so he can make himself back to being a kid. And that's what he's trying to wait for them to do. And this poor mom thinks that his son's being kidnapped this whole entire movie. I really feel sorry for the mom in this movie, because she has no idea what's happening to her kid, and Tom Hanks has to keep on saying, "Oh, he's fine," and he sings a song that his mom and him used to sing together when he was little, to make him know that he's okay, since he can't exactly sound like his younger self anymore. Then he has to do a big presentation what he wants to make. He comes up with an idea to do a venture game comic book thing where you can choose your own venture, and that's what they came up with his girlfriend Susan. Also, now he's also has kissed a girl for the first time, touched a girl's boobs for the first time, and maybe, we don't know. I'm pretty much sure that they I'm pretty sure he got laid for the first time, so I'm pretty sure that happened to him. And now he's dating Susan. And he tries to tell Susan that he is... And he also had his birthday during this, so now he's technically 13. So he tries to tell her that I am a 13-year-old trapped in a 32-year-old's body. And of course she doesn't believe him, because she guesses that he was trying to tell her that he's a child at heart, basically, like I am. So she doesn't believe him until she sees his best friend out there, and he like runs out of Joshua runs out of the presentation for the comic book because he doesn't know what to say, and she runs after him to yell at him like, "Why are you running out of it?" And she bumps into his friend Billy, and he explains to her where he went, and he found out where the fortune teller thing is, because he got the note back from him after a month of waiting for it to happen. He wishes to be back to being, well, technically for the first time since this happened when he was 12, he wishes to be 13 for the first time. And she drives him back to New Jersey. When he gets out of the car, he's wearing a suit that is Tom Hanks' size, and when he like walks away, he's back to being, like I said, technically the first time for her to being 13, and he goes home, and the movie ends. I did like this movie. I found it pretty funny, and even though I never seen it before, I found the things in it nostalgic. Because some of the stuff, even though it came out the year before I was born, a lot of the stuff still did exist when I was a kid. So that's why it felt like it was nostalgic for me. And I did have those old toy shops back when I was a kid too. So I already mentioned that Tom Hanks was in here. Elizabeth Pixon played Susan. And we got Dave Moxcow played the younger Josh. And the one who directed this was Penny Marxell. Like I said, this movie came out 1988. Looks like 20th Century Studios made it. The box office was 151.7 million. What was its budget? Let's find out if it made back its money. The budget was 18 million. Okay, so it definitely made back its money. So I probably can give this one like a 9 out of 10. So, like Farron described, guys, and bye-bye, this was a good movie. If you're wondering where you can watch it, I watched it on Pluto TV, so that streaming service is free. Just have to worry about a lot of commercials. So, bye-bye!